we see those icons that don't look like us, we have to look beyond it, or else we'll miss something. And matter of fact, we'll be steered, if we're not careful, away from the otherworldly meaning of icons. Because we'll be concentrating on the wrong thing. We'll be concentrating on what this image looks like, rather than what this image can have me look into heaven. Christos anesti negrum fanatum. I think that the Spirit of the Lord is being poured out upon the people of this earth right now, and calling all sorts of people to the Orthodox Church. And a number of those people are African-American people. And those people who are African-American people have a particular challenge when they come to the Orthodox Church. And that challenge is not to be a Christian, an Orthodox Christian, but the challenge is to not call upon the blessings of their ancestors who were able to tolerate people's behavior, even in the midst of mistreatment. You know, in order for us to, as Christians, to be blessed in the kingdom of heaven, we must be able to endure, not unconsciously, but consciously endure people saying all manner of evil against us if it stalls. And, you know, that's a big challenge. It's a big challenge for Orthodox people, or for African-American Orthodox people particularly, because there were so many people who don't look like them. They don't look like them. That's, I always said, you know, many years ago when I first came into an Orthodox church in Richmond, Virginia, and I saw the icons of St. Moses and St. Cyprian of Carthage, who were like me. Their skin was like mine, and their hair was like mine, and they were like me, and I started to relate to them as being, you know, like me. And there was a great consolation, because in order for a person to know that about deification, they have to know that deification is possible in their flesh. And never discount the unconscious acceptance of things through images. And I think that people should, you know, people have struggles coming in the church and saying, where are the Orthodox, where are the black icons? And where there's nothing that fits for some people. You know, they don't go to the depths of it and say, my goodness, these are otherworldly images. They don't go to the depths that St. John Maximovich went to when they were buying New Divievo as a seminary, but they bought it from a Roman Catholic church, and they had a big statue out front of Jesus, the Sacred Heart of Jesus. And he liked the monastery. It was pretty nice. He just decided that he would consider the matter, because he was in charge of those kind of things there. He would, you know, consider the matter. And so he said, I'll come back in such and such time and talk to you about whether or not, and announce you as to what we will do. So he came back there, and the Sacred Heart of Jesus statue was gone. And he asked the brothers, what happened to the statue? And he goes, well, you know, I know that we Orthodox do not, you know, count that as proper. We consider that to be segmenting the body of Christ. So we moved it back to yonder place. And he said, oh my goodness, don't you know how many people have cried and sweat and bled tears for their relatives in front of that icon, that statue rather? And for you to remove it, oh my goodness, it was a holy object. You know, so when we see those icons that don't look like us, we have to look beyond it, or else we'll miss something. And matter of fact, we'll be steered, if we're not careful, away from the otherworldly meaning of icons. Because we'll be concentrating on the wrong thing. We'll be concentrating on what this image looks like, rather than what this image can have me look into heaven. So that's a challenge, man, that we have. And the challenge is this. The challenge is that we become so caught up in the things of this world, and I even include holy images in that. We're so caught up in the things of this world that we will miss our blessing. We'll just miss it. Now, I wonder what would have happened to me if I hadn't seen those icons of Saint Cyprian and Saint Moses. Would I have been so shallow that I would have missed this great thing? Would I have not dug up the whole field with a pearl of great price? Would I have not swept the room clean if it wasn't there on the table? I think that's not past me to do it. Because anything anybody can do, I already know I can do a lot of this stuff. Have done. Now, if we concentrate too much on what we consider the problem, we will move ourselves away from the otherworldly blessing that Christ has for us. It's all the devil's work. It's the devil's work that makes us look at an icon and say, that's too European for me. That's the devil. We can look at that icon and say, I would like to paint one or have one made that looks more African looking. But to critique the icon as if it were the wrong color, then we've missed out on a tremendous amount. Good, because I mean that's the deal, man. You miss the thing. People come out with the icon of the Mother of God, and the icon is weeping, and they're going, she looks European. Oh my God! So you miss this whole wonderful thing, because it didn't fit your concept. And the other guy comes in and sees, I have an icon of Saint Spiridon in our church, and he's black. And oftentimes, it's in the altar, and it's a big one, it's maybe 3 foot, no, it's like 3 foot by 2.5 foot, big, tall. And people will come back there and preach and go, Saint Spiridon is not black. That's from 1600s. It's a print. From Bishop Thomas from the Antiochian Church gave it to me. It's a print from 1600s. It's not Afrocentric. So, my goodness. We miss this thing. Instead of getting a blessing from that old icon, people going, that doesn't look like the Spiridon I know. Now, if you paint John Maximovich black, you're in trouble. you really got a problem. If you paint St. Moses white, you got some problems. Oh, dear.